Hi, Timothy Carlson here, and today we're going back into the world of video game-based movies. Now, video game-based movies don't always have the best reputation, but the series we're going to be looking at today actually holds the record for the most live-action feature film adaptations based on a video game. So that's saying something. What we're looking at today is the Resident Evil series, which have now just gotten a nice new Steelbook box set from Sony. These movies had previously been released in a box set from Sony, though those transfers lack Dolby Vision. Sony's been going back and doing a lot of reissues in Steelbooks and adding Dolby Vision to some of their earlier titles, including stuff like Air Force One, The Mask of Zorro, Stand By Me, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, to name a few. I'm going to unbox this release, and I will share my opinions. Just a heads up, I'm not going to get too into the individual movies here because it pretty much is all one big story. And if you're watching this video, you probably have a pretty good idea what the Resident Evil series is about already. So let's start out by taking a look at this box. There's our individual Steelbook spines. Each one's got its own color, so they stand out pretty well. There's the top of the backing card. Side of the box has that nice big Umbrella Corporation logo. Back of the backing card has the info for the individual films. Other side of the box also has the Umbrella Corporation logo. Bottom of the box is just like a plain dark red. I guess that's appropriate given how bloody these movies are. And we'll take the backing card off. And back here we have, on the back, a nice shot of several of the characters from the film. I really like the way that looks. And now let's start pulling out these individual Steelbooks and looking at them. We start out with the first film in the series, which was simply called Resident Evil. There are digital codes for the film here as well. There's also a card here that has like all the credit information. And each one of these includes a 4K Ultra High Def disc as well as a Blu-ray. Here's the 4K of the first film. And here is the Blu-ray. I believe the Blu-rays are identical to the previously released ones, despite the new artwork. Nice shot under there of zombies attacking a character. We then have the second film, Resident Evil Apocalypse. And the subsequent films don't have any inserts with them. 4K disc of the film. Blu-ray disc of the film. And the art under here is of that classic church sequence with the motorcycle. If you've seen the films, you know what I'm talking about. The third film in the set, Resident Evil Extinction. .4K of the film. Blu-ray of the film. And this, of course, has zombies in a desert wasteland, as seen in the film. And now we have number 4, Resident Evil Afterlife. .4K of the film. Blu-ray of the film. And underneath here you've got the, from the beginning of the film, you've got the Umbrella Corporation troopers with their shields and riot gear. I like how that looks. Fifth film in the series, Resident Evil Retribution. .4K disc of the film. Blu-ray disc of the film. And you've got those Umbrella helicarriers there. Again, that looks very nice. I like that they actually put some effort into the packages here. And then we have the final chapter, appropriately entitled Resident Evil, The Final Chapter. .4K disc of the film. And Blu-ray disc of the film. And the art here is simple but effective and to the point. The Resident Evil films, of course, revolve around the villainous Umbrella Corporation, who are a very corrupt corporation who want to bring about the apocalypse of the world and, of course, ride it out and make it profitable. When the T-virus gets loose, something that was originally intended to be a healing agent of sorts, it turns the undead into vicious, mindless zombies. And it's not long before they escape from the Umbrella headquarters at Raccoon City and begin infecting people all over the world. The films primarily revolve around Alice, a character invented for the movies, portrayed by Mila Jovovich. Hope I'm pronouncing that name right. And she's joined by a lot of other familiar characters from the games, including Ada Wong, Jill Valentine, and Chris and Claire Redfield, to name a few. And of course, the main villain that we encounter throughout the films is Albert Wesker. So it is good to see that the filmmakers here actually did somewhat respect the source material. I'm not saying these movies are by any means great films or Oscar material, but they are at least somewhat of a step up from some of the other video game-based movies out there. The movies were mostly directed and written by Paul W.S. Anderson. Anderson had previously directed the 1995 Mortal Kombat film, so he had some experience with video game-based movies, and that Mortal Kombat film admittedly was one of the better video game adaptations of its time, so it seemed like he would probably be a pretty decent man to adapt Resident Evil to the big screen. Across these 6 films, again, you're not going to get deep characters, character development, or anything that makes you philosophize or contemplate the meaning of life. What you are going to get is 6 ultra-violent, ultra-fun popcorn movies that live up to their R ratings and then some. Again, these aren't the movies you watch if you want to think. These are the movies you watch if you want to turn off your brain and have a good time. And they certainly excel in that department. The films actually are pretty well made and have some pretty high value production. Probably the only minor complaint I have on that front is some of the CG work seen in the films, particularly the earlier ones. Some of that early CG just has not aged very well. But overall, I do have to say, the films are quite entertaining. I'm kind of surprised to see that a series like this that was reviled by critics, but still a commercial success, actually got the deluxe Steelbook treatment. I really do like the way this box set looks, and if I didn't show it off earlier, there's actually foam dividers here between the movies to keep the Steelbooks from scratching up against one another. If you're going to do a Steelbook box set, this is the way to do it right. Metal package and foam dividers on the inside. So hats off to Sony for this one. All of the films look very good for this 4K release. Again, they add in Dolby Vision, which the earlier box set release lacked. And every one of them, for the most part, looks very good and beautifully captures the source material. Again, some of those old CG effects haven't aged very well, and those understandably aren't going to be improved by any amount of increased resolution. I can't say that these movies are a massive step up from the earlier 4K discs. If you already own the older release, I wouldn't say take the double dip on this one. Although if you don't already own the movies, this is the package to own if you can find it for a decent price. This is a little pricey, and again, I'm not going to say rush out and buy this. The older box set you can probably get a lot cheaper, and if there is a difference in quality between the pictures, it's minuscule at most. We do get a variety of bonus features across both the 4K and the Blu-ray discs, and we get both cuts of the movie for the second film. So there is a lot of stuff in here worth watching if you're a fan. It is good to see, again, that this was not just a lazily thrown together package. They actually put some effort into this, and I really appreciate that. Are the Resident Evil films great films? Absolutely not. But if you want to have a good time, turn off your brain, and enjoy some R-rated popcorn entertainment, you really can't go wrong. Again, I would stick with the older box set for the reason that it's a lot cheaper than this one. But if you can get this one for a good deal, I would go for it. I wasn't going to buy this release, but my brother gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and this is what I ended up using it on. So I do have to say, it is a very nice package, and I can easily give it a recommendation. Just, I would hold out and try to get it for the best price possible, though, unless you want to just go ahead and get the older box set, which you can get for a lot cheaper anyway. Are you a fan of the Resident Evil film series? What's your favorite film? Who's your favorite character? Do you think these movies are absolutely terrible? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos, Make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.